what they need to be seeing, and the more we can be doing that, the better our world is.
You said it better than I did, so thank you.
Thank you,
Thanks,
Shelley.
Appreciate
Thank you
it.
for your support as always.
Thank you.
Keep changing the world.
So give me a Seattle scouting report.
Well, I think as most of the fans know that Seattle is without one of their stars, Breanna Stewart, for the season. But you won't miss her because she gets a chance to be the ambassador of the WNBA, that the league has appointed her to do so. And then Sue Bird is out for an extended period of time. So we won't see either one of those players tomorrow night, and I won't miss them. But they, just like us a little bit, without some of the stars that people are accustomed to seeing, there's a certain... I guess maybe feel from the external, and how, what we're supposed to do or how good we're supposed to be or not. I think Seattle probably is hearing some of the same things. So I think we each have a bit of a chip on our shoulders about what people think of us. For example, the power rankings after just one game. How do you do it's just a silly thing to do power rankings after one game. But somehow we're 8th in the power rankings. And teams that lost are ahead of us in power rankings. Make sense of that one. Silly thing to do. What'd you say? It's motivation, yeah. If we pay attention to that sort of things. I'm sure the players have not read even an ounce of it. But
their friends tell them. That's the way it works.
It's what?
Their friends tell them.
Their friends tell them,
yes.
That's right. I saw something on social media.
Yep.
Yeah. So I would say overall Seattle is now being run by Jordan Canada, who was a draft pick 2 years ago. Their first-round pick is now has the reins of the team. Had a great game in her first game. There's something about knowing it's your team and you rise up. She's a good point guard, and so now the team will go as she goes. And so hopefully tomorrow night we're going to let her know how difficult that is to do. Tasha Howard, the player that we traded away. Yeah, that's me that traded her away. Is now their best player. So she has to have a big game. She's very difficult to play against, as we know from our time with her. Give her credit. She's really grown and got herself into the exact perfect situation. And she's somebody that's going to be a handful for us tomorrow night. Kalina Mosqueda-Lewis, the number 2 or 3 pick a couple years back, is starting for them. And then Joel Lloyd, who is an awfully good player. Crystal Langhorn's a starter. So, I think it's going to be the, kind of the way this year in the league that there's going to be some names you guys are going to go, who? Who is that? Because we're missing some people. But you'll see the depth of talent in our league, like a Jordan Canada. You're going to go, well, she's pretty good, but she's playing behind Sue Bird, so you don't see her a whole lot. Be a difficult game for us. They've got shooters, and they also have someone like Tasha who screens and rolls so quickly. If you watch how she moves on the court, it's very fast everywhere she goes. So we'll be challenged in that way. Their defense is aggressive. They will be trapping in some of our ball screen situations. I hope that we handle that okay. Better than what we did in practice. That is the hope. And then, I think overall, we got to defend really hard. I think our players know that every game that we play, and our mission is to play great defense and rebound the ball. And if you do those two things, you have a chance to win every game you play in. So that's got to be the mindset again tomorrow night.
Brandon, do you have a question?
Hi. I have a comment and a question. And I think the role model thing that she was speaking about, I think I've complained about this 5 times in the last 7 years. At Lynx games for the entertainment at halftime or in the quarters, I am shocked by how few girls and women are doing those things, like the football and the hockey and whatever. It's such an opportunity to showcase girls and women can do this. Like, I can throw a football. I can, hit a hockey puck into a net. It just drives me nuts. So I'm going to look for changes this year.
Okay. And I don't watch in between the quarters or the halftimes, so but I will take it to management and see. But I'm with you. And so I think what that speaks to is that you have to work a little bit harder to find those things that you're talking about. If you're passionate and committed to that, you will go out of your way to find that. I think there's probably some people that are making those decisions that are not thinking the way that you're thinking, and they should. So I think that's something good that maybe I'll tweet about it. Maybe.
Yes, please. Because whoever answers my calls is like,
Yeah.
Okay.
Did you get a name?
No, I will. My question is, I didn't watch Shepherd play in college, and I was so psyched to see we have another offensive rebounder. But I don't know if I ever saw her take a single shot. So what are you expecting as far as putbacks? Or she doesn't have the body of Brunson or the Braun. So I just wonder what you expect from her on that front.
Jess, so things that we were looking at when we were putting the team together, offensive rebounding was one of them. Rebounding in general, but offensive rebounding. We have a group that may not be as efficient as some of the guards that we've had in the past. Simone Augustus is like one of the all-time greatest shot makers, shooting close to 50%. And so I know that those percentages are probably going to go down a little bit with our guard play. So we need offensive rebounding. That's why Jess Shepherd has a real strong space on our team. Jess is probably, from an offensive standpoint, you're going to see her take and make outside shots. You're going to see her fly in and get rebounds. If she's able to put back, she will. But she's somebody that likes to get a rebound and kick it out. And I'm good with whatever she feels comfortable with. Like you said, she doesn't necessarily have the size sometimes with who she's going to go against on the inside. So I just want her to be smart, selective, because I want that, I value that possession. If you get that possession and there's a tree in there and she tries to shoot against it, right, it's like having a turnover. So Jess is a very smart player, and her energy is contagious. And when she's on the floor and we shoot and miss, it's like we used to say about Brunson, the Band-Aid that an offensive rebound is. And Jess is just going to work tirelessly on the glass, and that's got real value.
Did I see Cara Quinn out here? Did you want to come up and introduce yourself?
Come on, Cara Quinn.
We'll take a live question while you make your way up. Yes, dear.
How do you think the league is impacted by so many good college players not making the WNBA teams?
Very nice
Good
question. Very nice question. There was an Iowa player, Megan Gustafson, who's impacted in the way that you're talking about. I think what it speaks to is the growth of the game overall. The WNBA being around more than 20 years, the quality of the college game has gotten better. And so I think that with just 12 teams and just 144 jobs, it's hard. And I think in the case, in each of the cases of the good college players that didn't make a team, they did something really well in college. But when you get to the pros, it's more than just doing that one or two things. The multiple efforts and being able to be versatile in the way that you play. At some point, maybe, you need expansion. But I would say to, many players that we've cut that we go, gosh, they're close, but they're a couple years away. You still have the ability to play overseas, to hone your skills. That ends up being the positive of going overseas, is that you can go hone your skills and give it another shot at the WNBA. But, it's the way it is. It's the same is true in the NBA. There's just not enough jobs. I just say that, that the quality of the game is really, really good right now. And at some point we'll see expansion so those players can be on a team.
I saw somebody on Twitter today saying that they thought San Francisco would be a logical place for expansion than maybe someplace else in the South. Do you have any thoughts on places?
Yeah, I think, we tend to say these things. I think the Bay Area in California would be a good spot for sure. And I think that we say that because the owner of the Golden State Warriors started the ABL, so he has a strong interest. So we're going to get there. We just keep saying soon. It's like 8 years later. So, but I think that and this is what's interesting to me. Before expansion, they want the health of all the teams in the league to be in a certain place. Well, that's not true on the NBA side.
Right.
There's 30 teams, and they're not 30 healthy teams, so why is that the standard for us? I understand, at this point, we know the business model that works. We have some teams that maybe they're just never going to get healthy. Well, we have to do what other leagues would do. Either they don't stay there, or, you change management, whatever it is, to try to figure it out. But, anyway.
Well, you met our other sponsors. Our newest sponsor is Cara Quinn. You can find her at Cara at brickandbannister.com, or you can find her at brickandbannister.com/Cara-Quinn. Either way, if you Google her, you will find her. Usually I talk about you. I'm going to let you talk about your business, and then if you want to ask Cheryl a question or two, fire away.
All right. Thank you, Jim, and thank you, Cheryl.
Thank you.
Again, my name is Cara, a realtor with Brick and Bannister Real Estate Company, and I am just delighted to be here. I was so excited when I emailed Jim and was like, "Hey, do you guys need another sponsor I am new to the real estate business. I'm actually I was a career educator, and at this stage of my life, looking for something different, and real estate's always kind of been my passion and my hobby. Brick and Bannister Real Estate Company is actually a really cool brokerage. When I got into this business, it was kind of, looking at brokerages and deciding who I wanted to work with. I, went out and checked out some of the bigs, and and they're all great. Everybody's great. I'm not here to speak poorly of anybody, but when I found Brick and Bannister Real Estate Company, I just really liked it. They're women owned, they're small, they're local. And, some people in the real estate business say, wake up in the morning and make 200 cold calls to people that you don't know. And I thought, God, that sounds awful. I don't want to do that. I'd hate to do that to anybody. And Brick and Bannister is not like that at all. It's just about relationships, and it's about being a good human being and supporting one another and connecting with people that you like and that you share interests with, and helping them buy and sell their houses. And so I thought, who are my people? And I'm like, Lynx Nation is definitely my people.
Lynx Nation,
and absolutely. And I just for me to even be sitting up here as a sponsor of the Cheryl Reeve podcast is this is great. It's like I've made it. So if any of you, thank you guys. I mean, it's an amazing time to sell your house right now. Things are flying off the market. It's crazy. If you're looking to buy a house, it's time to be kind of strategic and aggressive, and it's kind of competitive out there right now. We've got way more buyers than we do homes on the market. So if any of you are interested in buying a house or selling your house, I'm happy to help you out, or if you know of anybody, I appreciate you spreading the word. But again, I'm just delighted to be here.
Ask her a tough question.
I don't know if I have a tough question. I was super excited about this last game. I have some things to work on, but I love the rookies. It was really fun.
What do we need to work on? What did you see?
So I'm sitting over here by my friend Jane, and I'm like, oh my God, I don't know anything about basketball compared to Jane. So I'm not the greatest analyst up here, but I felt like we needed a little bit of work on defense. I felt like they were getting some open.
Was it the paint, the easy baskets in the paint?
Yeah, but even just the coverage.
I'll let them know that. I'll tell them.
Thanks. Thank you. No, my real question, and this is not a tough question, and I know you've been asked it 1,000 times, but I'm a Minneapolis girl. I live in South Minneapolis. I live in the Tankletown neighborhood, not too far away from my neighbor, Rebecca Brunson. What's that looking like? I know everybody's asked you, but are we going to see her back this season?
Well, if she's your neighbor, ask her.
I got to get out to the food truck. I got to get out to the food truck and check that out and ask her. I really do.
Is the truck parked outside and you get to go by in the morning and get some waffles?
I follow it on Twitter, though, and I'm like, oh, she's here, and she's there. And I actually haven't gotten out to see the food truck yet, but I want to. It's on my summer list. But she's my hero. I ran into her once at Southdale. I was at the Apple store, and I was sitting there, and you know how it takes forever at the Apple store, and I was like, oh my God, I think that's Rebecca Brunson. And so I'm so sorry, but I kind of creeped her, I was she went to the Caribou, and I'm like, oh, I could go get a Caribou. And then I was like, yeah, she looks bigger on TV.
This is real talk, right?
This is real. Actually, yeah, I have my selfie with Rebecca at some point.
Cool.
But I'm just a huge fan. I love how she plays. I love how tough she is. And it would be great to see her back.
Yeah, I share your sentiment, obviously. I just, for Rebecca, I can only tell you that when we're in touch, she's not there yet. She would like to do exactly as you're saying. I'm hopeful that there's a time that she gets back. It may not be this season. Maybe she gets a chance to play overseas, to try it out. I don't think she wants to be done yet. She and I had a frank conversation maybe a month before training camp just to see where she was. She felt sure she wasn't going to be ready for training camp. I actually, went down a path and I said, well, do you want to prepare an announcement just to see, what the reaction was? And I didn't say that. She's not ready for that. So she's trying, and I so appreciate this. This is the power of kind of what this group has done is your affinity, and we can't let go, right? We crave more of it, and so that's a credit to Rebecca and how she's played. And I'm hopeful that we all get a chance to see her play again at some point. I share that sentiment with you.
Fantastic. Thank you.
Thank you for your
Cara.
sponsorship.
I appreciate it. Thank you. It's good to be here.
So my son's favorite superhero's name is Cara, Supergirl.
There's a Supergirl named Cara? Really?
Ollie, tell us about it.
Really?
That's his favorite.
I'm going to have to check
when
that out.
When he heard Cara was going to be here, that's why he came.
Thank you.
Okay. Cara was going to be here.
That's fantastic. That's awesome. Thank you, everyone.
Thanks, Cara. We'll see you.
Thank you.
Fire away.
I asked this on Twitter, but I'll ask it live.
Good.
Can you talk about how much time you get off during the season the quantity of time you and players get off, and the quality of that time off?
We don't get much time off during the season. I would say that the time off is the intensity of a practice or a game. So you would consider that, for us, that's the time off. So when we're done practice,